Hello, welcome to my training on how to eliminate back pain and get in amazing shape without restrictive diets, endless cardio, magic pills and supplements. Even if you've got a damaged core from having kids, disc injury, degeneration, arthritis, slow metabolism, low thyroid, PCOS, Hashimotos, or you're on medication. So, how can we help you eliminate back pain and get in amazing shape? Most advice from doctors, physios, trainers, when you ask what's the best exercise for back pain or how to lose belly fat without hurting your back, it all alludes to useless weight loss exercise that doesn't get results and leaves you in more pain, questioning your willpower and motivation. When weight loss is 80% diet, why not use that time and energy to find a solution to your back pain rather than just avoid it? So, I'm going to show you how you can do just that and lose belly fat. So what we'll cover is how to engage your core without rolling around doing old school ab workouts, how to relieve your back pain with gentle stretches, how to build muscle, increase your metabolism, mobility, and balance, and how to lose fat on a whole food diet. So the problem is, sit care system, you want to get in shape, you go see, you start with a training exercise, something hurts, you got to stop, slow down, put up with it until you finally go see a doctor, until you wait weeks for physio. Don't tell you not to exercise. They tell you just to walk, even if that hurts. They offer you quick fix pills and things like that. And you finally get the all clear to go back to what you were doing, back to the fitness weight loss industry, doing silly workouts and end up with pain and injury again. So you're in the cycle of pain and weight gain. So yeah, the problem is fitness industry tells you to do this weight loss exercise. Like you have to do HIIT or boot camp or something high intensity to lose weight, walk or run, or you get impatient with what you're doing because you're not seeing results and you take it out on your own body and end up with pain and injury. So this is how your weight loss works. 70% of it is your basal metabolic rate. So that's just doing nothing, right? Keeping yourself alive. 10%, or is that 15% neat, non-exercise related activity? So getting up, moving around, doing this and that, being on your feet at work. And then 10% is the thermic effect of food. So digesting your food, actually 10% of your total daily energy expenditure. And I will tell you what the most effective food is. And then eat actually stands for exercise, activity, something. So your planned exercise, your workout, and that is 5% apparently on this schedule. Maybe it's, they're going to have some different numbers, but just an example that your exercise, your planned exercise, your workouts equate to about fuck all of your total daily energy expenditure. So the intensity you do it at, how hard and fast or what exercise you do is quite irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. So the most common causes of your back pain would be your tight psoas muscle. This big sucker here joins on from your thigh bone through your whole pelvic region and attaches to the front of your spine. So you can get tightness from the physical environment of being seated all day, obviously. And then also stress emotional response, if you look at it from an Eastern medicine perspective. So you can see standing, walking, and lying down can all lead to pain because this tight psoas is pulling on the front of your back. And then for you to stand up straight, your back muscles are opposing this tight one. If you get this huge curve in your lower back and you have to overarch your lower back just to get around day to day, eventually it leads to disc injury, and those discs, when they're bulging, they put pressure on your sciatic nerve, and that's what leads to sciatica. So you might try something like cycling. Cycling is a great exercise, but you can see it's going to feel great at the time because of the angle you're sitting at. It's not going to put pressure on your lower back, and having a round lower back might give you some disc pressure, but it avoids, like a lot of things, it avoids the problem and may even contribute to it because you're not going to stand up in the same shape, right? So to lengthen and strengthen the hip flexor, you need a stable core. So the problem is doctors, physios used to say strengthen your abs, and they found out it's not so effective unless you've got core engagement. But fitness industry, everyone else gets all excited and starts calling all the old school ab exercises core exercise because it sounds cool and trendy. None of these actually work, whether you're doing old school ab workouts, you're doing your bird dog physio or on your back, you're going to see a personal trainer, you're doing group classes, you tried yoga and Pilates, swimming, like nothing actually strengthens your core unless you intentionally learn to engage it, then you can start solving this whole situation. You see the pressure in your lower back when your core's relaxed, you got weak glutes, tight hip flexors, tight quads, weak hamstrings, all part of the bigger picture, right? So we want to then build up the glute strength. And you can see the angle of these fibers. This is your butt muscle, right? Angle of your fibers go diagonally out. So one job is to extend your leg behind you as you're walking, but the other one is externally rotating that hip in its socket. So that'll point your knees in the right direction, decompress your lower back, point your knees in the right direction, and alleviate a lot of back and knee issues by focusing on strengthening your glute. So that'll rotate out. So if you find the one here on the left is pronating in, right? So you might find you see this in older ladies, middle-aged ladies all the time. When you got to bend over, you squeeze your knees together for stability like this instead of using your glutes to stabilize your legs. So this is even more identified by doing single leg activity or exercises. Really highlights the instability of your foot and your hip, pointing your knee in the right direction and supporting your lower back. So we want to do strength training. And for that, it takes mind to muscle connection. It's not about fast and frantic and all that craziness. Again, that's, how sweaty and puffed out can I get in a limited amount of time? That's the weight loss talking. You want to slow down and focus and get that mind to muscle connection. Functional strength. They throw this word functional fitness around too much just because they can't explain the purpose of an exercise. So you want to challenge muscles to do their function, i.e. the glutes function is to point your knee in the right direction and support your pelvis, not just, silly, weird leg kicks and things like that, right? And you challenge it to do its function. And when it fails to do the function, then you need to find a more appropriate exercise. Sets and reps, right? So you're counting sets and reps. It's not like, oh, gee, I did 15. That must be how good it's going to be. You give yourself a guidance of, say, 12 to 15 repetitions. If you can do more and the exercise is too easy, you need to increase the resistance so that by the third lot of 15, you're challenging to do it. And we can increase the sets and reps, or increase the sets over time, but not to a really high degree. You want to challenge those until they fail, and that's going to stimulate them to grow. And then the rest comes down to rest and recovery. So you stimulate your muscles to grow after a good workout for 2 to 3 days. In that time, you rest and recover, make sure you're getting the right fuel. And we're going to discuss that soon. So the benefits of strength training: improve your posture, reduce pain, bone density, mobility, and increased muscle mass. So what you might be doing is these restrictive diets, right? Low carb, low fat, low calorie, fasting, low fun, low energy. So what happens? Yeah, there's some benefit, right? This is what's the blue one's your glucose. So you eat a meal and it's full of sugar, right? Your blood sugar goes up, whoop, and then your body produces insulin to get into the storage gates. While you have insulin in your system, your body is concentrating on bringing your blood sugar down because that blood goes to your brain and you become hyperglycemic. But when you have too much insulin, afterwards you feel tired, weak, and hungry because you go hypoglycemic, so low blood sugar. So to stabilize that, you're just eating whole foods. So you're getting fats and fiber and protein as well as just the sugar, right? Because if you go through this cycle every day for days on end, your body becomes resistant to that insulin and your body has to produce more insulin, making that time between your blood sugar getting lower, this gap here, blood sugar going low, and insulin still in your system. So you're tired, weak, and hungry. You want to reach out for more. So feeling hungry is not a good measurement of your success, right? If you feel hungry all the time and you're eating as little as you can, doesn't mean that that's as much you can do to get in shape, right? So you want to eat high protein, ideally mostly from whole foods. It's going to support your fat loss. It's going to support the muscle growth. It's going to support all the cell regeneration. And then you're going to get a long-term composition change instead of just losing a little bit of fat and putting it back on again. So then you want to measure the result. Do your circumferences rather than your scale weight, because you might, you're building that muscle, you're toning up, building muscle and losing fat, which is denser, right? So you build muscle, it's going to be smaller than the fat, but it can weigh the same. And yeah, you're really just trying to lose that fat, the harmful subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. And you want to see your waistline shrink at the end of the day, not scale weight change. So then you can make educated changes to your routines and habits. So measure how much protein you're currently eating, fill in the gaps, do that for a week, measure the result, and just make small adjustments to your routines and habits instead of jumping on new meal plans and different plans every week, right? It's you and your preferences. So yeah, the solution, to summarize: core engagement, your transverse abdominis, not your abs. You learn this as a skill and apply it to the stretches, your hip flexor and your chest, so that you're not fighting against these tight muscles all day. Improved posture, right? Your workout, mind muscle connection, self-awareness, slow, and you breathe to control your tempo. And that same breath is engaging your transverse abdominis for every rep of every set. And then weight loss comes down to your protein, track and measure it, and make small adjustments. And we can discuss calories once we have some results and data, some information to make that educated change. So now you can choose to take the red, blue, and the blue pill. You can choose to take what I've told you and try and apply it to yourself, or you and I can work together and see some huge changes and things that will last rather than just a quick fix challenge or whatever, right? So you can do this on their own. I mean, I did this on my own, right? I had years of chronic back pain. I persevered until I ruptured my ACL, and I waited weeks to see doctors, x-ray, scan, MRI, surgery for my knee. During that time, I tried to find answers to my back. So I was seeing a chiropractor weekly. He told me I had these knots in my back and couldn't really tell me why. So give it a cold spray and a rub, make it feel better. But yeah, weekly visits, I wasn't really getting the results. I couldn't raft, guide, ski, kayak, bike so much anymore. So I started studying kinesiology and shiatsu and my personal trainer certificate while I was waiting for a second knee operation. Then I specialized in exercise for older adults, and I studied under physio to find all these safe and effective exercises, not these weird and wonderful CrossFit crap that your current personal trainer is showing you. So I went on to help Maria, age 84, with 5 herniated discs. She went from 16 painkillers a day to none. Andrew in the gym had great results working from helping me manage my lower back problems, fix that core through great advice and training, form, focus, smart workouts. You can recommend me. And then there's some more. You can pause it and have a read, or scroll down this page and have another read. So yeah, then I went to PCYC and to take this older group, and they're standing in a circle playing the music and doing 30 seconds at a station of some mindless exercise, achieving nothing. And I was like, oh, hold up, let's work on some real things. Core engagement. This is here, a hip flexor stretch. And strangely enough, all the guys in the class left, and I was just left with a handful of women. The one in the front, she was also seeing an exercise physiologist, told her all about what we were doing, and the exercise physiologist was very happy. So after 3 years in the gym, I still look the same. There I am on the left there, looking all disgruntled. And those 3 pictures on the left were within a couple of weeks when I finally took my meal planning seriously. After 2.5 years of still looking the same, eating healthy and buying all the supplements and spending every free minute of my day working out. And then I did a couple of bodybuilding competitions. I did one carb free, so playing around with keto before I knew what it was. And then I did one meat free just to prove a point. So you're going to say that's great for a 30-year-old guy. So here's a 52-year-old grandmother who was stuck in this cycle of pain and dysfunction. So she couldn't do some exercises, chose not to do any, and ate crappy. Slowly, yep. And she didn't think she could work out without smashing herself until she's sweating like a pig, like she did in her 20s. So it's a huge mindset adjustment. So I get comments like this: physiotherapist, pelvic floor specialization, rehabilitation. Always looking for new, interesting, easy ways to remember. Teach the transverse abdominal activation. So she found my content very inspiring. Here's a yoga instructor, Vanessa. Found her in a sciatica group. Best decision she's ever made. Learned so much. Was in shock when I saw my MR results. I was feeling lost. Dan went to help me through his program to gain confidence by walking me through some exercise, sharing his knowledge with me. I'm blessed. Here she is, showing off all the fancy yoga stuff again. Cheryl, hypermobility, disc degeneration, torn rotator cuff, 3 types of arthritis meant that traditional exercises, including walking, swimming, and high intensity exercise, have all caused me more pain. In the last 4 out of 5 years, I've taken on any medical condition, muscles due to spasm, nerve damage. I worked hard to get off pain meds and crutches, but plateaued. Physio, core activation, and your workouts have in 3 weeks already improved my posture and my pain, especially in my hips where my ligaments overstretch. I too have ab separation from a car accident whilst pregnant with twins 15 years ago, and nothing has improved it until now. Having had disc removed and 3 herniated, certain exercises mean more pain than gain. Most of my gain has been due to medication and inability to exercise. So far, this course has made me refocus on my posture, my body as a whole, and I can already see my stomach is reducing in just 3 weeks. Managed to walk for 2 hours yesterday, 0 pain. Self-confidence is already coming back. Can't wait until I can actually run again, which giving me now walk 2 hours, no pain, definitely looking more possible. Found Safa in a Sciatica group. Great, 99% pain free, I feel incredible. You fixed my hip. I bounced up and walk when I easily walk around on my knees. I can lift my toddler into my van using muscles I never used in my life. I can prostate when I pray. Yeah, I'm typing this. Good posture. I'm strong and excited to do more. I'm a genius. Yeah. Literally tearing. Yeah, these make me tear up as well. Measured myself and I'm surprised since work I've lost 2 centimeters on my bust, 1 centimeter on my butt, gained 2 centimeters in my hips. So that's muscle, lost 10 centimeters from my waist. Had to measure twice because I couldn't believe it. So here we go. So 16 centimeters from my waist in 5 weeks. Getting towards the end of my 12 weeks, I have had big improvements in my back pain, lordosis, sciatica, balance, weight loss, and more importantly, confidence in myself and my body. Good luck on your journey. The surgeon I saw yesterday, a knee specialist, said I have osteo in my right knee, and I showed him my spine x-rays that I had done last week, and he said, yes, that's why my lower back and discs have been playing up and pressing against my sciatica. But I told my chiropractor about you and the work I've been doing for my glutes and core, and she said, that's terrific. My physio loves the exercise you have given me. So does my knee specialist, and I've evaded surgery because of it. I can now walk down steps as normal, not having to get down sideways, doing the workouts at the gym and home. I cannot recommend Dan enough. He knows what he's talking about. His support is awesome and his techniques work. I joined up with Dan about 5 months ago. I went from being virtually crippled with hip and pain to being virtually pain-free. I had some setbacks due to illness, but months down the track, I'm still doing his workouts and still abiding by the changed eating patterns he instilled in me. I feel good. I dropped 10 years off my life. And no, I'm not paid to promote him. He's just really good at his job and deserves the praise. So yeah, my promise to you is eliminate back pain and lose 10 centimeters of belly fat in 6 weeks, just like Sue-Ann O'Rourke. So she lost 4 kilos. And when she started with Dan 4 weeks ago, I've also lost 10 centimeters of my waist. This is important. It's visceral fat. First, she thought the exercises were too easy. She's been a gym goer for years, and she was wrong. They are targeted and quite intense afterwards. So if you're struggling, know that the muscle buildup is really happening there in there. Don't lose hope. This is incremental change. I know exactly how to engage my core now. So to achieve that, I'm going to provide you with the core training, daily stretches, workout program, and meal prep coaching delivered via my app. So we can use videos. You can send me videos and I can give you feedback. You got the meal log. You can connect it to my Fitness Pal or your Apple Watch. You can message me for support and we can set up coaching calls. And there's a community of other mums over 40 just like you. So yeah, PT sessions 3 times a week. How much does that cost? Chiropractors, physiotherapy, weight loss coaching. So the cost is staying as you are, being in pain, time in specialist waiting rooms, low energy and confidence, and not playing with your kid. So book a free strategy call now. Click the button to schedule your free strategy session. So I got 16 spaces as of 14th of May. So I guarantee if you can eat 90 grams of protein, 15 minutes of stretches a day, and do 2 or more workouts a week for 6 weeks, and you don't lose 10 centimeters, I'll work with you until you do, because your success is my success. Click on the big green button below to start today so we can get you prepared for your busy week ahead. Get in now while I can offer my time and support before it becomes too big and popular. Save yourself from even one more day with back pain. Make time for your health now or for your illness in the future.